You are all welcome again, once again, to this special training, free online fraud awareness training. We tagged it for 50 plus women because a lot of them, or statistics have shown that they are the most affected when it comes to fraud online. Okay? But you can see that the knowledge cuts across. And so today, this is our fourth session. We want to look at what? We want to talk about investment and pension scams. So you would have an aunt, uncle, perhaps in plural, aunties, uncles, mothers that we have, fathers, grandfathers, if you like, that these things are affecting them. Because me, I'm not up to the age of receiving pensions yet, but we have people that are already collecting pensions. But if you talk about investment, yes, every one of us here, we are potential investors, or we say we are investors already, because in one way we are investing. So there are many ways in which you can fall victim of this. And that is why it is important to go through this as well. Like we have talked about other form of scams. And then if you haven't seen previous sessions that we had, it's on YouTube recorded that you can have a feel of what we have covered. I tell you, they are very, very useful that you can refer people to. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is, okay, what are the things that I want to share today? So the agenda that we have for today is about, firstly, we'll do the introduction to this topic. That's investment and pension scams, how they work, red flags to watch out for, what are the real life examples, and prevention tips. That's what we normally do in each of this topic. So let's delve into what this is all about. If you look at the cartoons on the left, you see one is about investment scam. It looks like there's a bag of money somewhere. So that sounds attractive. And that's what they do. And we've told us in these our sessions that they make it lucrative, something that you cannot say no to. And that is the pitfall that we all have, because in one way or the other, we are all greedy, and sometimes for a good cause. But we need to curb all our ambitions in a good way. If it doesn't quack like a duck, definitely it's not a duck. That's what I say to people. Because fraudsters, they offer fake investment opportunities promising high returns with little or no risks. For those of us here that have one connection or the other with Nigeria, do you know what they call MMM? If you know, raise up your hand. MMM. If you have heard of that before, can you just raise up your hand? Tell us what you know. Okay. No. Okay. Barakat Lawal, tell us what you know about MMM. You're mute, by the way.
Yeah, I think a lot of us fell into that pit when MMM was introduced. So it's a kind of investment opportunities that was shared with people, and mostly is an online investment. Yeah. And what they tell you is when you invest a certain amount of money, you get the double within a very short period of time with no risk. So it's like, oh, I've got this money. Why do I want to keep it in my account when I can easily invest it, and within a short period of time, it get doubled. So yeah.
Thank you very much. That's a good one there. Because why I said this, I remember to my time in Nigeria, there's this one called Nospetco, which I did myself because they told us that we were into oil and gas. So we gave them this money, and then it was my turn, or our turn, should I say. And that's when we started getting stories. Even though that doesn't even sound or look mouthwatery, you believe they have a product they want to invest your money into. But the red flag that we failed to identify, the window they gave then was kind of too short for you to think of how they'll make the money. But they have a lot of stories that they told us that made us to believe in that kind of investment. So today we want to explore ways in which these people try to bring us into their forum, and then we fall victim. So they make the opportunity promising, and then before you know it, you put your hard-earned money into it and think you're going to get big promised amount into your account very soon. So they promise high returns with little or no risks. And then pension scams. A lot of people, they've worked so many years. They put about 40 years, 35 years into where they've worked. And before you know it, they promise them that, instead of keeping this money into this account, can you transfer this into a particular investment, and then it will yield this kind of amount of money, percentage. And it sounds legit to you. Maybe the pension pot manager is giving you 5% per annum or 10%, and these guys say they can give you 20%. Everybody wants something good. And before you know it, you withdraw your money into such investment opportunities. So we need to be very careful and tell people to think more before they venture into such kind of opportunity. So the first thing, common techniques they do is they do cold calling. Cold calling, it does not mean that they just came unsolicited. They came unsolicited, yes, but they are offering exclusive investment opportunities. Those are the things you need to look out for. The first thing you should ask yourself, why me? Because you must challenge them. Where did you get my details from? So they'll call you, and when they call you, they tell you about this fantastic opportunity that is ring-fenced. I'll tell you another one like that in Nigeria again. They said they found a patent. This man said they have a paint, and this paint, because of the way he discovered it, they can use it to paint ships and prevent them from corroding, So it's an anti-corrosion paint, and if you paint the ship, it will make them to last for a very long time, and people should invest because they are going through this process, and when they win, your investment will be converted into shares and all that. And people that were doing it, because of my own experience, then I told them, I said, this doesn't sound real for me. If you actually have something to patent, why don't you register it and then take it from there? So cold calling could come in many ways, and that's why they call you and talk to you about this opportunity. Again, online advertisement, they tell you, okay, because maybe you're on a particular website, they tell you this advertisement talks about this opportunity, and it may even come on social media or a particular website that you legitimately visited, and they are promoting high return. Okay, another one is they are telling you recruitment scam, which they will say that you help them to do some jobs, and these jobs does not take any of your time other than you referring people to a particular website, and they'll ask you for your details. Like I said to us before, they ask for your passport. These are the things that I've experienced. I don't know where they got my number, because I know my privacy is no longer there anymore, because if you're on the social media, I do things in the public domain. So they called me and they said they have this job because I work in the IT industry and they need people to do this kind of job for them, and they don't need an account. They have to pay you through crypto. And I said, I'm not interested. Said, oh, why are you rejecting an offer? It's very good. I said, well, I'm not looking for that kind of opportunity. So be very careful, be wary of this kind of opportunity. Fake experts, they are posing as financial advisors. There are many places you can go to. There are ombudsman that you can go to and get legit financial advisor. Those are the places you need to go to that you can get a legit organization that you can do business with. So they've really mastered the art and craft of whatever they want to deceive you with. And there was a video recently somebody passed on to me too. They make mask of legitimate person and claim to be for that organization. You want to even check on them. You see that actual profile, the name they claimed. And this age of AI, like I've been saying to you, you can easily make people's faces, video. Even the person that is most batched these days is who? Donald Trump. Even Obama, you see videos being passed around and mask with their voice and saying all sort of stuffs. So how much more CEOs of various organizations that they can use their images or videos or pictures to produce such a video. So we need to be very wary of these kind of things that are happening out there. So what are the processes they use? Firstly, they'll make an initial contact with you, maybe by phone or by email or online platform. Last week, we talked about phishing, talked about vishing, we talked about quishing as well. You know, smishing is text messages they'll send to you. Vishing, they'll call you. You know, quishing, they send you a QR code that looks legit. And phishing, generally, they send you email like that. And you click on it, believing that you are dealing with legitimate organization. They ask for your details, and that's how they collect all that they need. And if you know it, before you know it, you are falling victim of their antics. So, and again, it comes with that sense of urgency, pressure for you to act within a particular window, because they know the more you delay it, the easier it becomes for you to discover them. So that is why they has this tone. The email will come, they'll build trust with you legitimately to look like, okay, this document looks legit. There are many ways in which you can fake document these days, because there are many tools, devices that you can use. People fake dollars, how much more documents? And these are the things that you need to look out for. If it doesn't come from you or something that you are not expecting, why should you even listen to the person in the first instance? Because you can see, like the cartoon on the left-hand side, you see the image of the person representing another person's face. So we are in the age of deep fakes. There are a lot of fake things out there. They fake election results to even convince people that this is a legit result, even though the result is not out yet. So that is how bad we are facing a lot of challenging moment these days, that you can't even differentiate between the good from the bad. So, but we just need to wear our thinking cap. Like I tell people, what we have is artificial intelligence. What about the human intelligence? Is that human intelligence that we need to take to the next level to make sure we don't fall victims? So what are the investment scams? Like we were told before about MMM, I told you about Nospetco and what have you. That is a kind of scheme that we call Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme, they will tell you to bring money into the business, and with people bringing money afterwards, they'll be able to pay you too. So you need to bring new investors before they can pay you. So Ponzi scheme, you need to watch out. Anything that tells you put in money for other people to put in money before they can pay you. So look out for that. That's an investment scam. Cryptocurrency scams, like I told you, they said they have jobs and you have to give them your crypto accounts or wallets, as they call it. And these are fake digital currencies that you can transfer your legit cryptocurrencies to, and you've lost it. So they disappear after collecting your investment. So green energy or ESG scams, this one, they are tied to fake environmental or social or governance initiative. A lot of us here nowadays, we talk about renewable energy is what we want. When you want energy provider, you are looking at what percentage of their source of energy comes from renewable. So, and because they know that is what you're interested in, they want to make you fall into their antics. And that is why you need to be very careful. When they are trying to sell this kind of opportunity to you, you need to check the email where it's coming from. You need to check whether it's from legit bank. Make sure everything looks real before you can commit. And even if you are not expecting anything from them, why even entertain any discussion in the first instance? So watch out. Because of the time that we have, that's why I've listed these 3 for you. But another one that you should look out for is multi-level. Multi-level is another scheme that they have out there. They will say they have a product they are selling, and that product you have to sell to a particular limit before they can pay you. You see, they are not there for life, and that is to tell you they cannot stand the test of time. So they come and go. Anything that wants you to be selling before you can get money back, be careful. Just run away from it because it's going to suck your blood. So you need to be very careful at all time when such an opportunity comes your way. And then do not part with your hard-earned money for something that is not legit, something you're not sure about. Okay, pension scams. This one, for example, pension liberation scams. They convince victims to withdraw their pension, like I mentioned earlier on when we started, with the promise of you getting high returns. But what will happen? They take a lot of money out of your account in terms of fees and taxes because what they're doing is not legit. And transfer scams, fraudsters, they persuade victims to transfer pensions into bogus investment funds. If they are not legit, like I mentioned, Ombudsman, you can check for list of free financial advisors. They can advise you, and then until you're ready, you commit before they start earning their own commission. All this, you can go to Citizens Advice Bureau, ask them questions. They can link you up with legitimate organizations that you can deal with. So as a pensioner, or you have pensioner or pensioners around you, advise them, be an advocate so that they don't fall victim, because you don't want to be the one granting people succor when we can avoid this kind of accident or incident in the first instance. So pension scams, they can come in various ways, but they come in form of investment opportunity as well. So what are the things to look out for? Red flags. Like I've mentioned, Ponzi scheme, you talk about unlicensed sellers, unregistered investments, overly consistent returns, high investment returns, and difficulty receiving payment. These are the typical things that you get in these Ponzi schemes. So you make sure you watch out for all these kind of things. Again, unsolicited offers. They are telling you if you put in maybe £100, you have the chance of getting £500. What kind of investment is that? Even if you put your money in stocks, before you can reach that level, it takes a while. So these are the things you need to look out for. Unregulated firms or advisors. You checked online, you can't find them, or even you found them, it's not long, they've been created. So these are the things you need to look out for before you can say you want to commit to any of such kind of investment. So they pressure you, like we said last week, you have that tone in it that you have this window for you to legitimately take part in this opportunity. So he has that sense of urgency in the tone of the email. So you need to be very careful when these kind of things come your way. So in continuation, red flags for pension. I can see a hand up. Yes, go on, sir. Mr. Ayorinde Razak.
Yeah, Brother Said.
Sir.
Well done, sir. We got you all the tips that you are giving us. I just want to put a little bit tips that this is going on now regarding this time. QR code. People need to be very careful about QR code now. I know everybody like a fast access to any website they want to access by QR code. Now they're sending a letter around in the East London area now that, okay, you are this, can you pay us through QR code? Whenever you scan the QR code, they take all your details. Everybody need to be very careful. And QR code, they use it in the car park as well. If you want to park in royal area or where you don't know the area, don't just take your phone and say you want to scan the QR code. That's a scam. They've already used another label of QR code. They paste it there. They cover the government one, and that is their own. So whenever you use your phone to scan the QR code, they take all your details. So people need to be very careful about the QR code. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. That's what I mentioned earlier when I mentioned phishing. We call it phishing. So that's is category of phishing too. So it's phishing, and sometimes you see Microsoft Windows logo beside it, or legitimate organization like you mentioned. So thank you very much for that intervention as well. Okay, red flags for pension scams. They offer early pension access for those under 55, because in this country, in UK, you have to be 55 before you can take something from out of your pot. All right? So, and they'll tell you, there's a way you can do this. If you move money here, da, 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 da. So please be careful. Tell people that that kind of thing can happen to them and they should be careful and be on alert. Imagine somebody have worked, tirelessly when they were young, and it's time for them to reap from their pension and there's nothing there. So please, let's be careful, pass on this information, educate people, and let them know about this training. So the request to transfer funds to unfamiliar overseas account, because you want to beat the UK tax, the UK tax is too much. If you move your pension to this location, it's tax-free country. Those are the things you need to look out for. And they're guaranteeing you of an unrealistic returns on pension fund. Please, let us be very careful. Let us not be greedy. Let us curb our greed. No investment in life works by abracadabra. You have to wait. It takes time. It's just like farming. The farmer will till the soil, they'll plant the seed, and it will wait for the seed to germinate before you start harvesting. So there's time for what? Planting, and there's time for harvesting. So we need to make sure we need to have this patience. And then sure, even if you want to invest, seek opinion of experts in those areas, not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry that everybody could claim what they want to be on the internet. We need to be very careful at all time. So that is what I want to advise us on that. Again, what are the examples like we did last week for investment and pension scams? Example is fake cryptocurrency platform. A lot of people here, I know somebody here may want to intervene as well too. They ask them to invest their money in crypto, and the crypto platform that was just created, it's just like when you have new stocks, they say penny stocks, buy these stocks, but they are just coming into the market, and you put your money into it because I want to be one of the highest shareholders. You put in a large sum of money, and then they just disappear. Where is this happening a lot? It is happening within the crypto world. A lot of them, they just come and disappear. There was one guy, I don't remember his name now. He has a crypto platform. He traveled to India and claimed that he died. They did his obituary and all that. They just discovered the guy was somewhere enjoying his money by the beachside. So those are the things we are seeing. And there was one that claimed he's the only owner that has the passwords to the platform, and that he died and nobody could claim their money back again. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. That's what I want to say. Cryptocurrency, if you have been scammed, CEL solicitors, I'm not campaigning for them. I hear this a lot on LBC. That's why I'm mentioning them. You can reach out to them. They can help you to retrieve your money, if not all, if you have been scammed through cryptocurrency. Again, pension liberation scam. We mentioned this before. A scammer will convince what? A retiree to withdraw their pension early, only to disappear after taking processing fees from their account. And the victim what? They face what? Unexpected tax penalties from the government. Imagine losing both ways. These are the ones that I advocate a lot for. It is unfortunate that I sent some messages to them. We're not seeing them here. People that are pensioners, they need to be wary of all this because they are easy targets as well. And when people are easy targets, the threat actors, they can go to any length to defraud them. And we need to be very careful and take care of the elderly within our community or people in our immediate environment. Okay, next one, Ponzi scheme, like Barakat mentioned to us before. MMM is a Ponzi scheme. Nospetco, I mentioned to you, is a Ponzi scheme. And what do? They convince a retiree to withdraw their pension early again and to disappear with their money. Or if you want to describe it another way around, look at the cartoon on the right-hand side. You see what is said there. You have registered 2 people. There's somebody above this one. Register 2 people. They have to bring other people like that. That's what they do. So they just tell pensioners, withdraw your money and put it. It looks nice. Or it could be anybody too. So that is why we are talking about this all the time. Again, financial losses. What are the impact? You can lose your savings to these scams, your retirement funds, or entire pension. You can see the elderly man scratching his head that, where will I start again? Who's going to take care of me? If I die today, how are they going to bury me? These are the things running through his mind. So we need to be very careful and tell people about this. Potential for heavy tax penalties or additional financial hardship. And the people that introduced this to you, they've collected the money, they've gone. And you're paying heavy tax bills. Then, emotional and psychological impact. This is what we cannot see from the outside. Stress, embarrassment, and depression from losing life savings abound. There are people, they live in isolation because of what they have experienced. Because of their ego, they cannot tell people what they have experienced. And they just end up locking themselves behind doors. And it's have strained relationships with family or dependents. Because of what has happened to them, they don't want to communicate with anybody anymore. So these are the impact of falling victim of this kind of things that we are mentioning today. What are the economic consequences? Excuse me. So there is a damage to public trust in legitimate financial advisors. And that is why I keep emphasizing you need to seek advice from the ombudsman or go to Citizens Advice Bureau to ask for legit services that you can use. And some of the consultations are even free until you use the service. Okay? So how do we prevent this? To stay safe, firstly, you need to verify the source. Excuse me. You check if the company or advisor is registered with financial authority like FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, in the UK. Wherever you are located, you need to find out how to recognize legit organization that you're dealing with. Research the opportunity. Don't just say because the person is saying it, why don't you make your research? If they're saying you should commit to it, oh, give me some moment, I'll come back to you tomorrow, and then you can do your research. Because even if it sounds so good to you, make your research at least. And avoid unsolicited offers. Legitimate investments rarely come from cold calls or random emails. They don't just come from the blues. Somebody must have recommended you to someone before they can come to you. Or you must have gone to the website yourself and found the opportunity to be legitimate before you can commit to it. And to protect against pension scams, what do you need to do? Seek regulated advice. Don't just say every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the streets can do that for you. Ask for people that have long-term experience in this particular field. Always consult a registered pension advisor before making changes. There are a lot of them out there that you can call their customer care support and then they can listen to you. Never rush decisions. Legitimate advisors will not pressure you to act immediately. They give you time. They give you like 30 days to think about it. So check FCA warnings. Use the FCA's Scam Smart tool to verify firms and advisors. So all these are tools out there. Like I told you, action fraud. They are peopled by the police people. So they are not just any random organization. Go on their website, go to FCA and check all these things out. They are there. So for us to be educated about all these things. Again, what do you need to do? Let's say you are suspected is a scam. Immediately, what do you need to do? Stop all contact. Cease communication with them. And do not transfer funds. The typical example they'll tell you is, okay, maybe your bank is running an upgrade and is affecting all accounts. And because of what has happened, we would like you to transfer your money to this so account. Do not rush into doing all sorts of things. Make sure, double check. Doubt yourself. introduce a kind of doubt. Bring the stupid element out of yourself out and say, no, I wouldn't do this. I want to double check first. You might sound stupid to yourself. How can you want to lose that kind of opportunity? They said it is better to be safe than sorry. So report the scam in the UK, contact Action Fraud. They are important organization to know. Inform the Financial Conduct Authority so that they have details of what is happening. I've told you before, when I had issues, I have to call Action Fraud. It's not as if I was attacked or fell victim. They sent, and then they wanted to take an advantage of them. I have to just make sure that that is not the case. So Action Fraud is a good place to go to. So globally, reports to local authorities or financial regulators. It could be CBN, it could be any other organization. Just make sure the globally representation that they have is what you need to use. And seek financial advice. Contact your bank or legitimate financial advisor. I can't overemphasize it. Ombudsman, they are really available to assist you. They have them for various sectors. They have them for telecoms. They have them for financial based organizations, or what have you. So they have them. Just Google them, call them, and they will listen to you. Recovery support, join support groups or counseling services to manage the emotional impact of scams. We can organize small talk in our community to educate people about this so that they don't fall victim. They say it is better to be safe than sorry. So what is the summary and key takeaway? Remember, scammers target pensions and investment because of their high value. Always verify the legitimacy of advisors and opportunities at all times. And take your time and consult trusted professionals before making financial decisions. And what is the call to action I want to tell you? Share this knowledge with family and friends, especially those close to retirement, and stay informed about emerging scams and report suspicious activities promptly. So without any further ado, I want to appreciate you. Thank you for joining the session. It's been wonderful. I believe you gained one or two things into this session as well, like we have done in the past. I will be sharing our link to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it so that you can get the recording when it's ready. Once this is ready, we will post it on that channel. So I want to thank you very much. And then we want to go into question and answer section of this session. Thank you very much for listening. Any question or any contribution from anyone?
Hello, Brother Said. Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead, by all means.
It's quite interesting. Yesterday, I was supposed to complete an investment opportunity, and immediately I saw the topic. I paused on it, and this is an investment organization that have an app.
Okay.
So you have to go through an app. You download the app, and then they put you on hold until some necessary checks is being due diligence is being carried out.
Okay.
And then I got this email from the particular investment company asking me for more proof in terms of bank statements, ID, and other stuff like that. So my question now is, does the fraud happens with app as well? Or have you experienced any fraudulent activities going on using app?
Yes, it is even more easier. Can I say that's wrong grammar? It is easier with app than any other thing. You know why it is easier? Because you don't need to go to a website, and it's on your mobile phone. You can just input your information quickly. But before it became an app, you got information somewhere, and that is why you download that app. And then when you want to download app, everybody should look out for this. Even if it's Play Store, read that information that comes underneath any app that you see. And some of them, you see them with some approval mark. You see PEG, I've forgotten what the full meaning is. For those of ones that are legit on Apple Store, sorry, on Android Store, which they call Play Store. But for the iOS, because I'm not an Apple user, I don't know how that goes about. But I think for Apple, it is even better because majority of their applications, you have to pay for them. But the problem is with Android because it's an open source. Everybody can generate or develop an app and put it there. But if the organization you're talking about is a legit one, if they have a number, sometimes you cannot deal with them on the website. They tell you to download an app. I believe that organization exists. So if you are still doubting if it's financial related, you can go to FCA website and look for them, or even ask around, do your research. Because if they're asking for all those information, I doubt if they're not legit, because the fraudulent ones is quicker. It's quicker than what you have just told me. So for the other ones that are legit, they make you sweat tears and blood because they want to confirm whether you are really legit or not. So, but check the app rating and whatever the store has mentioned about the application. So, Mr. Ibrahim, your hand is raised. If you're, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Said. Actually, I just want to add to your point as regard the question asked by the questioner. I think the scammers, they become sophisticated such that even they might, the application might be legit and everything, but because they've got a kind of ulterior motive, because something happened recently to me. So I was actually having a chat with a guy. So he actually represented a company as well. So they had an app, is a kind of cryptocurrency application. So so what happened is the application, I mean, they are doing this kind of node. Their trading is a kind of node. They are using node. Let me just put it that way, such that it's a kind of programmable node that should I just to understand, just like a robot. So it will trade for you and give you like 10% of your capital will be the profit you get. So in a day, so it will actually go and check the market for you. So it will get you the 10% of your capital as a profit, then it will stop the trading. So it's doing the trading for you, I mean, itself. So what happened is when I checked the application, so I found out that actually the application is genuine and all that. But when I actually checked so I did some tweaking to see that there is a kind of thing attached to the application when you check the infrastructure itself, such that what it will do is it will have access to some functions of your phone, and you can be phished. And what that thing is, because that application, you know, in a cryptocurrency, you need to connect your wallet to that application. So, because for example, if your coin is in a wallet, maybe it's in one of your cold wallets, maybe MetaMask or any wallet, so you connect it to that application in order to transfer your fund into. It's just like you are transferring from one bank, from one account to another. So you need to connect your cold wallet to the application. So by connecting your cold wallet, the application will actually grab your phrase. Anyone that is involved in cryptocurrency will know what I'm saying. So we'll actually grab your phrase, your seed phrase, from that cold wallet you connected. So by doing that, they have a kind of connection to everything in your wallet. Even if you put off your phone, even if you throw your phone away, they will be able to transfer all your coin and everything within your wallet. So the application is real, the company is existing, but if I had connected, even if I said, okay, I want to stop using them, in future, they might actually transfer everything I've got in my account. So if you want to use such an application, I think you need to be very, very careful, especially if they are asking you some questions as regard your personal information. You just have to be careful. And even if you have to install the application, you have to be careful with any kind of application you install. It's better you install it and I mean, in a kind of maybe your gadget that doesn't link to any of your account or anything. I think you'll be safer by doing
Thank
that.
you. Thank you very much. I mean, you've really gone into the crypto area very well, which I know you're talking about MetaMask, Trust Wallet, all those ones that you can keep your crypto away from the platforms, and then you can transfer them to sell later or convert them to money if you like. They're money anyway to convert them into cash. So, like I've been saying to everybody, we're in that age now that you can't even differentiate between legitimate and illegitimate because they're both using the same tools. Like I said to people, when we started using cloud, you think it's only legitimate company. Even bad guys are using it. If you want to understand, go and see Conti. It is readily available. Conti ransomware. It was a legitimate business. They were interviewing people. They were paying salary, and those kind of things until they went bust because the American government were on their case. So we need to be very careful of all these things that are happening out there. Everything, just doubt it first before accepting or legitimating them. Please, we need to be very careful. Any other question from anyone, any contribution or intervention? Thank you, Brian, for that one. Any other one from anyone? I want to believe this session has been useful to us. Meanwhile, we have 2 more to go. Habaz has wanting to say too. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Said. Another thing I just want to mention regarding all you've said about scammers just to encourage every one of us to ensure we have a multi-factor on our WhatsApps, because a lot of people still fall victims of being sent codes and invite to meetings and all that. But with multi-factor authentication, that's the 2 steps we have on WhatsApp. It still give us that security from falling into the scammers. And yeah, that's just what I want to chip in. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that reminder. Like, we have covered this before, so he has reminded us again. Let's do multi-factor authentication on our WhatsApp, our emails, anything. You might be thinking is too much of your hassle. Get a password vault that you can save your password and all that. So, Barakat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Said, and the last speaker. I think the fraudster are one step ahead again. Today I receive a message from a news that WhatsApp there's a link that will say you should update your app on your WhatsApp, and immediately you click on that link to update your WhatsApp as we normally do, then you've fallen into the hands of the scammer. So I think the advice is when your WhatsApp run out of date, you should go back to your Play Store or Apple Store, anything you use, to update that. So I just said I should mention this when the last speaker spoke about WhatsApp. Thank
you very much. That's a good point too, because what she mentioned there is that don't just click on any link that is not linked to the right source. So that is very, very important. Some of the things we take for granted, they are really, really important. And some of these links, when you click on them, they've downloaded a mini app on your phone. It becomes a command and control where they can control your asset and take away whatever information they want to take away. So please, let's practice what you have heard. Don't just listen. Please, it is to your advantage if you do so to avoid fraudulent activities happening to us. We don't want to lose our hard-earned money. I hope it makes sense to everybody. And I want to use the opportunity to thank you once again for joining today. So we'll be meeting again next Wednesday, 5:30 UK time and 6:30 Nigeria time. So thank you all for joining, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.